you make as much dua as possible after making one rami. Basically, move to the side, there's plenty of space on the side, make dua over there. Then you proceed to the second jamrah, and again you do the same thing. Go to the side, do the 7 stones, and make plenty of dua again. And then after doing the third rami, I believe it's not sunnah to make dua after that. Okay? You can recheck that, I think, but it's not sunnah after the third jamrah to make dua. And after doing the third jamrah, you go back to your tent in Mina. So it's going to probably take you between 15 minutes to half an hour, and you'll be back in your tent inshallah. All right? And then all day you're going to be free in Mina, and then this is the time when you start wasting and talking and chatting. Of course, it's okay to socialize a little bit, but not to a point where you forget what your purpose was. All right. Now the next day on the 12th of the Hajj, you're going to do exactly the same thing that you did on the 11th. All right. Take the 21 stones, and first this jamrah, dua, next jamrah, dua, third jamrah, and then back to your tent again. If you want to leave on the 12th, you have to leave Mina by Maghrib. And again, it depends on your travel agent, if they allow you to do that or not, if they make arrangements for you or not in Mecca, or your flight is on the same day, all right, you will basically have to leave Mina before Maghrib. If you stay until Maghrib, then you have to make Rami again on the 13th of Dhul Hijjah, the third time. Okay? But that is an optional Rami. It is more rewarding to stay one more night. Okay? And if you do stay one more night, if you stay until Maghrib, you have to stay the next night. And again, you do exactly the same thing on the third day. And the first jamrah, the second jamrah, the third jamrah. And then after that, you're completely done. Your Hajj is now completely finished. And now you will either go back to Mecca, stay there for a few days. If you are leaving almost immediately, then the one thing that you have to do is what's known as Tawaf al-Wida, which is the farewell tawaf. You're bidding farewell to the Kaaba. Okay? And with anything that you love and you are devoted to, this tawaf has to be very, very emotional, with a lot of concentration, thinking about, maybe how many shortcomings you had during the Hajj, asking Allah for forgiveness for the shortcomings, asking Allah to bring you back again and again, despite your deficiencies, despite your weaknesses. This tawaf, it should be, it's like somebody you love very much. Just imagine you are meeting your mother for the last time, and you know that she is at an age where there's a possibility that you may not meet her again. How emotional is that farewell going to be, right? That's emotional, right? You may not ever meet your mother again. The next time you see her, maybe is going to be the grave, right? How emotional are you going to be when you leave your mother at that time? Your devotion towards the Kaaba should be such that this tawaf al-wada, it is the farewell tawaf, and you're thinking to yourself, am I ever going to be able to come back and visit this holy place again? Or, did I do something wrong in this Hajj that maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to deprive me of the ziyarah of this blessed place ever again? That is the kind of attitude that you should have while making this tawaf al-wada, the farewell tawaf. And this should be basically the last thing that you do before leaving. And after that, try to leave for whatever destination that you have, but it should be the last thing that you do. And while backing out from the Kaaba, again, turning back and looking at the Kaaba and thinking and longing and crying, that is the attitude that we should have. Sorrow at leaving the Kaaba and this blessed, the most blessed place in the world, leaving it, that is the attitude that we should have. Okay? Anyway, so let's go through the slides. It is going to go through the things that I mentioned. Stay in Mina for the days of Tashriq, the night. The days of Tashriq basically 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Okay? It is better to stay in Mina during this day than going to Makkah. This is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Most scholars consider the staying in Mina as a wajib, You may go at night to make tawaf and return to Mina if you wish. It is reported that the Prophet did it. Okay, you can go to the Kaaba, make tawaf, and then come back again. But like I said, it is a bit of a walk. If you can do it easily, then do so. Otherwise, do not put yourself through difficulty. This picture is basically on slide 54. If you look at it, this is a tent in Mina. All right. It's basically a tent, and there's bedding on the side. It is foldable cushions that during the day you just fold them back, and during the night you will just spread them out and lie down on them. So it is a bit of a tight space and a little bit congested, but again, you have to put up with it. Okay? Make sure that you don't harm people, you don't hurt people while in Mina. Make sure that you are, again, observing the etiquette of Hajj. Rami, stone the 3 Jamarat. This is the 11th, 12th, and 13th of Dhul Hijjah, okay? Stone the 3 Jamarat, each with 7 pebbles, in each of these days after Zawal, meaning after Dhuhr time, when the sun moves from its zenith, meaning Dhuhr time. After the first and the second Jamarat, move forward to the side and stand facing the Qibla for a long time, making dua while raising your hand. Like I said, after the first Jamarat and the second Jamarat, you make dua, not after the third one. Okay? You may leave Mina. Now this is the 12th of Dhul Hijjah. You may leave Mina after doing Rami on the 12th of Dhul Hijjah, if you wish, after you perform the Rami on the 12th of Dhul Hijjah. Staying to perform on the Rami on the 13th is preferable, as it is the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Okay? So if you stay either accidentally or on purpose until Maghrib, then you have to stay. You have to stay until the next day and perform Rami on the 13th. Okay, the pitfalls of Rami, what mistakes people make while making Rami. Performing the Rami during the days of Tashriq before Zawal. And people will do that. For some reason, it's not even crowded anymore. It is easy to do, but for some reason, people just leave before Zawal and before the time starts and start doing the Rami. Not permissible to do that, especially when there's not a crowd that you need to be worried about. It's quite easy to do the Rami now, so a person should not do that. It is permissible to delay it until after Asr or even to the night if it's too crowded, but not before Zawal. Throwing the pebbles all at once. If you throw it all at once, it counts as one. Thinking that the pebble has to hit the post of the wall. Okay, when you do the Rami, there's basically a circle, alright, and then the wall. All you have to do is get the stone inside the circle, that's all. You don't have to actually hit the post. If you hit the post, that's fine. If not, then getting the stone inside the circle is sufficient for you. Putting the pebbles into the circle area without casting. They have to be pelted, okay? Basically just putting them inside. You have to throw like this. You have to throw like this. Not just, when you are close to the wall, you can actually put it inside, but that's not the appropriate way. You have to throw like this. Casting more than 7 pebbles. Pushing and shoving at the Rami. And throwing objects other than small pebbles like shoes, sticks, umbrellas, and large rocks. People do that also, thinking that, the more I throw to the shaitan, the more it's going to harm the shaitan. Not correct. What harms the shaitan is doing what's according to the Sunnah. Those small pebbles, we say Allahu Akbar, that harms the shaitan. Throwing anything else, the shaitan becomes happy because you're going against the Sunnah. But again, people get very emotional and they do all kinds of strange things. So it's important to keep that point in mind. Making tawqeel is Rami without a valid reason. Tawqeel meaning giving somebody the power of attorney. That's what tawqeel is. You give them the responsibility of doing the Rami without a valid reason. Yes, if you're sick, cannot walk, your knees are hurting, something like that, that's a valid reason. You can tell somebody to do it for you. But if not, then you should try to do it on your own. Alright, pitfalls related to Mina. Okay, so now, these are the days of Mina, right? 11, 12, and 13. You should try to spend the days of Mina and the night in Mina. Permission is given only to those with a valid reason, like caring for the sick or someone who cannot afford staying in Mina, otherwise the wajib is met. Some pilgrims go to Makkah to perform Tawaf al-Wada' and return to Mina to do the Rami. Tawaf al-Wada', not the Rami, should be the last act of Hajj. Tawaf al-Wada' meaning the farewell Tawaf. Leaving Mina before the 12th of the Hijjah. If you leave Mina before the 12th, then your Rami is not permissible. Pilgrims can leave Mina only on the 12th after performing the Rami of the 3 Jamarat, or on the 13th after Rami as well. You cannot leave before the 12th of the Hijjah. Here is what the Jamarat used to look like before. Alright? The kind of strange thing is, look, in this picture on page 59. Slide 59, look at that picture, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was there. This is commercialism at its highest, that in 1953, Coca-Cola made its way all the way to the Jamarat. Very good.
Coca-Cola? Fine.
And then the rest of the days, depending on what your package is, you will be either in Mecca or you're going to be leaving, departing, going away from, coming back to your home. Okay, so depending on the package that you have. So that completes the Hajj. I hope I was very clear in explaining to you what to do. And of course, while you're performing the Hajj, you'll have religious leaders that are going to guide you and teach you along the way. But this was an overview that you should be aware of, a rough overview of the things that you should be doing. And remember, don't get hung up on what dua should I read over here and what should I say over here. The main thing is to be at those places and to perform the actions that have been mentioned. Other than that, the dua that comes from your heart, the dua that you really want to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, ask Allah for guidance, ask Allah for ease for the Ummah of the Prophet, ask Allah for Jannah, ask Allah for removal of punishment, ask Allah to forgive the sins, and so on. You know, these are the du'as that we should be making. If we don't know them in Arabic, in our own language, whatever is in your heart, that is the du'a that you should be making all the way through. Okay? And again, the main point, do not waste your time. You know, basically, there's going to be a lot of free hours, especially in the last 2 or 3 days. Do not waste that time. Try to engage yourself in ibadah as much as possible. Any questions? That's what it's done. Yeah, you can use anything actually to cover your head without actually touching the head. If you are using an umbrella, that's fine. And anything that covers your head without actually covering your head is permissible in